Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Pardon my lisp if you hear one. I did recently have a dental procedure done. We are still going to be here to budget for the week. We are in the first week of December, so technically I need to do the look ahead for December week 1. So the other main part of the agenda for today's video will be to recap all of November and then do our electronic bills and our cash stuffing for the month of December. If you're new here, my name is Ari, 30 years old, trying to work with a budget, making mistakes along the way. It's uncomfortable to talk about money. It's uncomfortable to face and sit down with the reality of your situation. It's really hard to talk about it, but I'm trying to hold myself accountable and just be a little bit more forthcoming about where I have room for improvement and what I am doing well. So let's get started. I'm sorry, I always do a long introduction. Anyway, recapping November. So we will take here our overview for November, and then I also have here my binder. For November's full recap, I did end up obviously paying the home warranty, the dental insurance, the Affirm Airbnb, the Toyota remote, and the Spotify. My total predicted spend was $41.81. Total actual came to $42.71 because of that Wi-Fi bill doubling. My sinking funds did go from 1,024 to 974. Again, I mentioned I had to dip into this a little bit last month to pay for something because I overpaid something else. So really annoyed, but I do want to replenish this. And another thing about my sinking funds, y'all, if you haven't noticed, I have not been contributing any money to my sinking funds. I have not saved for sinking funds. I have not designated money to that. It's just not on the agenda right now and something that I'm not able to manage. But hopefully, come the end of December, when I really have a handle on how much money I've spent, I will be able to pick back up, if not catch myself up, especially with the money that I'm awaiting from training that I did in September. I'm really hoping that extra money can go back to my sinking funds to get that all where it needs to be. Moving along, credit card beginning and ending balance. So Walmart ended at $357. Oops, let me actually scooch this a little bit so I can scooch this up. Walmart $357 and USAA ended at $24.97. Don't recall what I spent on my credit card, but I definitely aim to not have to use my credit card each month. Or if I do, I try to pay off exactly what I ended up using that month. If I can't do that, I obviously make the minimum payment for my Walmart. My USAA is still not charging me a minimum payment yet because I made such a big payment a few months ago. They still haven't calculated the amount for my minimum payment that is due. On to variable expenses. I did go ahead off camera and calculate what the actuals were for everything. So I overspent with groceries, I overspent with shopping, supplies, and gifts. My gas, car wash, and parking was right on the money. I underspent with utilities, almost saving like $90 or so. And then household and hygiene, I underspent $15. And self-care, I underspent $210. So that was huge. So anyway, that's what my predicted and actual spend was for variable expenses. And then unaccounted expenses, I did finish paying the $58 from my very first walk-in appointment that I was on the payment plan. And then I got several bills at once, you guys. I thought I was going to be paying $50 or $60 a month for the bills, but then more bills just came on top of it, and that all came out to $404. Income. I did get both of my jobs. I did get both of my checks from my job, so that's taken care of. My boyfriend, like I said, sent me money for the household bills, and then my sister also sent me money for the household bills as well. My total debt. So my total starting debts balance was 5370. My ending debt for the month of November is 5750. I know, it's not great. Rollover cash was $55 from the 15 from household and the 40 from self-care. So this money is still, obviously, like you just saw, is in my cash binder. I think I'm going to roll that money either over into the Christmas envelope or back into my emergency fund to get that bulk up again. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do. Maybe I'll decide by the end of this video. And then my USAA rollover debit balance was $13.39, and Chase's debit balance was $33.72. So that's how much money I had in the bank and cash ending November, finishing up there. And that is our November budget. So we will do all of our big numbers here really quick. So our total income for the month of November was $6,863. Oops. And then our total spend was $6,343. As I mentioned, my savings is currently at $974. So I do want to start to bulk that back up, but I'm finally getting somewhere. I'm getting on track here. You see my income larger than expenses. That's what we want to see. So that's where we're at for the month of November. Now let's go ahead and start tasking out for December. I made my categories, but I did not color coordinate anything yet. I have $4,167 of predicted expenses for December. And as I mentioned, my sinking funds is starting off with 974. Walmart is starting off with 357. Yep. And that'll go to USAA, starting off with 2497. Okay, and predicted spend here. Another thing, if y'all didn't notice, I took off the Walmart and the USAA interest on purchases. So yeah, I'm a little bit of a late bloomer when it comes to that, but don't mind me. I'm just tweaking things as I go and making sure it makes sense now. Okay, so predicted expenses total out to $2,400 for variable expenses. Groceries I kept the same. Shopping, supplies, and gifts has essentially multiplied by 12, but it's December, so it's Christmas this month, so there will be gifts that need to be purchased, but the main thing that this really got spent on was electronics and just kind of like channel supplies and things. And then the rest of this will be personal shopping and then gifts. Gas, car wash, and parking, I increased from my usual 75 to 100 because I do have drilled and I will be going out of town, so that's going to be a little bit more of gas. So I figured $25 should cover the difference for traveling out of town for that. Utilities, I'm anticipating $450 just because my heat has been on for like almost a week and a half straight now with this colder weather that we've been getting. So I'm anticipating my gas bill to be higher and my electric bill to be higher. Household and hygiene still getting 100. Self-care is getting its usual 250 as well. Unfortunately, my hair appointment was canceled. I have not gotten a notification for an open availability to reschedule, so I'm actually really nervous about this. Oftentimes it ends up working out, but still it's a little like nerve wracking because it's about to be Christmas and then New Year's, and to not have your hair done, personally, for me, like that matters. So that is why my predicted variable expenses are so high at $2,400. I paid my dental bill this month. I guess that's technically an unaccounted expense. I should have known that I was going to have to pay for this, but I just didn't know at all how much it was going to cost. But I got a tooth extraction, and so the dentist with my insurance, that cost $50. Dentist appointment, $50, and that is already paid. I paid cash. I took the cash from my high priority sinking funds because I was starting a savings account for my treatment plan, but now I was able to take $50 from that because it was available. So it didn't really come out of like my pocket, if that makes sense. And I was really happy to be able to do that. So that's why I really do want to work on filling those back up so I can pull from them when the time is necessary and not out of my bank account or my cash everyday budget. Income, have not gotten paid yet this month. That check was last week. Total debt starting balance was $57.50 from last month. Gotta wait for rollover cash and rollover debit. So in December, we're doing our look ahead, right? So today is technically Thursday. Oh, we finished out with November. I gotta get rid of this. Last month. Okay, so today is Thursday, December 4th. My best friend's birthday was yesterday. And so we have technically already paid all of these things, even though this is my look ahead week. Just bear with me, right? So I'm going to say we did our iCloud. We did out. Oh, I don't think I had iCloud marked on here though. I got to figure out which day that got charged. I almost want to uncheck this because I don't know what day that got charged. Okay, we did our We Salute, we paid our mortgage, we paid our health insurance, and Wi-Fi just came out as well. However, Wi-Fi was $150, not $90. So I'm gonna put that there in parentheses. So that's where we're at so far for our fixed expenses for December. And obviously I wait at the end of the month to do all of my variable expenses just because I can't track these on a week by week basis. So that's where we're at so far on the calendar for, in the budget binder for December. You will be proud of me to see that I have been tracking December spending. So far, so good. I do anticipate needing to get gas. I already got an item from Aldi today. So I am going to have some more anticipated spends for this month. I just don't know how much exactly this week, sorry. I just don't know exactly how much they will be, of course. So that just kind of depends on when we get to it. What I end up spending the money on. So let's go ahead and budget the week's electronic bills that we have already technically paid for. As I always say, for visual purposes only. So December, you know what? We'll do veteran donation again just because it's right here in front. $10. That is We Salute. That is what I pay $10 to every month. Mortgage is going to be $24.01. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh, 1. Okay. Wi-Fi was 150, 150. Student loans was 202, 100, 200, 201, 202. And last was our health insurance, which was $54.50. 1, 2, 3, 4, $54. Nice and easy. So that is just this week's anticipated electronic bills. Next, we have our cash binder. So gas is getting $100. Groceries is actually going to get $275 because I just bought something today. $220, $240, $260, $265, $270, $275. That should be for groceries. I'm hesitant because I accidentally messed up and got groceries today before I did this, and so it's throwing me off a little bit. Shopping and gifts is getting nothing because, again, it's going to be more so electronic for that. Miscellaneous is supposed to get 100. And then hair and self-care is getting 250. 100, 200, 220, 240, 245, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Yay, we did it. 250. So again, I just forgot that quick. I'm over here stuffing it all, but the $20 left over from hair and self-care and the $15 left over from miscellaneous, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, which is $55 total, I wanted to put back into my sinking funds binder. So let's see what I think I want to add it to. I think I will just replace the $50 that I took from dentist and just add this in here now. We're just gonna, let's just do the whole thing. 55. So 259 plus 55, 314 is my new total here. 314 for dentist. Just because it's about to be a new year and I'm about to, I'm just gonna try to actually honor my dental treatment plan and just finish up the procedures that I need to. 50s and then the rest, 50s, geez, the rest are ones, not 50s, girl. So this should be 314. 1, 2, 20, 240, 260, 280, 285, 290, 295, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 314. Okay, and that is dentist. Restocked. Okay, that is high priority sinking funds. As per usual, last but not least, we have our coins from November. A little bit of this from December too. So again, I'm just gonna, every time I record, I'm just gonna dump the change and see what happens. Okay, that is everything. Thank y'all so much for joining as I get back on track and y'all get to watch me hold myself accountable and hopefully start just making better money moves and just trying to be a little bit smarter with purchases. Appreciate you so much. Make sure you stay tuned for the next video and keep an eye out for that Hawaii vlog footage as well. Y'all take care. Bye.